Hello! Today we are going to speak about teeth decoloration, staining of the teeth. Everybody wants to have beautiful, white, lightening teeth. However, there are so many factors affecting the color of the teeth. My name is Professor Dr. Gonzalez, and we are going to speak today about the color of the teeth. Why do the teeth get stained and change the color? First of all, we have to know that they are so different colors of the teeth. That is depending on how much enamel, that is the outer tissue of the teeth, is in our body. So everybody has different type of colors. We can see it in this scale. The most white teeth, yes, are called A1, and we have a lot of different colors of the teeth, which are also natural. So some people have a very white teeth and other people have darker teeth. However, that depends on the mineralization and on the structure of the outer tissues of our teeth, which is called the enamel. So in the inner parts of our teeth there is another tissue which is called the dentin. So if you have a very white enamel and a very thick enamel, then you have very beautiful white teeth. If you have a very thin enamel, then you have simply darker teeth. With increasing age, this surface of the teeth, the enamel, becomes thinner. So the teeth becomes a little bit darker. That's a natural process. However, there are so many other factors that are affecting the color of our teeth. These are all extrinsic factors. That means factors outside the tissues of our own teeth. And here belongs a lot of foods and drinks and also some behaviors. Speaking about drinks, the most common drinks that are staining the teeth, and you must be always very careful with those, are coffee and tea, and also red wine. All of them have these so-called tannins, and these are very strong staining substances that are affecting the color of your teeth. They introduce slowly into the tissues of this enamel and the surface, and therefore they are staining your teeth. So other drinks like some juices, cranberries, blueberries, they contain also some staining factors, some staining substances that are also changing the color of your teeth. Of course, a lot of foods which are always part of some delicious dishes. You can imagine that. For example, simple tomato sauce can color the teeth, or soybean, berries, beetroot, balsamic vinegar, and also curry, which is always in these delicious dishes. So we always have to pay attention for all these different drinks and foods that are producing staining of the teeth. As a periodontist, as a dentist, I also know that there are some mouthwashes that are also producing staining of the teeth. Therefore, we must always be very careful by using them. Always speak with your dentist about the best way to use these oral rinses, because they are simply necessary. However, some of these mouthwashes are also containing very strong substances that are also producing staining of the teeth. That means that we are surrounded by a very big amount of foods, of beverages, of drinks, and of mouthwashes, and also toothpastes that can promote the staining of our teeth. We must just simply be careful, and also, of course, perform a perfect oral hygiene at home and going regularly to the professional dental clinic. And of course, there are so many different ways to perform whitening of the teeth. We have to understand that in modern life, with increasing pressure of our lifestyle, we want to have beautiful, radiant white teeth. So also in dentistry and the industry have developed different techniques for teeth whitening. About this we are going to speak in the second part of this video. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see us in the next part.